Welcome back to my TestOut Security Pro certification here. Last week I left off and I was working on 8.2. In this week I completed all of Chapter 8 and did the the exam for Chapter 7 that I had forgotten to do for the previous week. And that's pretty much what I've done. So 8.2 was wireless attacks, and then I also learned about wireless defenses. So basically detecting different rogue hosts that you don't want on your network that are nearby that aren't trusted, how to access wireless and authenticate into it, and different methods there, how to harden access points, wireless access points, and to configure in WIPS, which is the wireless intrusion protection system, I believe. So let's go in and show some of those in the labs here, like this one, configure rogue host protection. These were some very difficult labs to figure out at first, just because there's so many things in the access point that you can configure. So it was difficult to find where things were than where I needed to go for them. Okay, so this lab wants me to configure self-healing on the wireless network, configure background scanning on the 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz channels, and a bunch of other settings. So let's go in and do those here. So to do that, we'd go to the configure tab. I already went to, we're in there, and then services. There it is. And then first thing is self-healing. So we just turn that on. Good. Next is background scanning. We need to do 2.4 and 5 gigahertz. And we should set it for 30 seconds. There we go. We need to make sure we apply each of these so that it saves them. Next, we need to do load balancing to 40 decibel threshold. Okay. So this is load balancing. Turn it on for both channels and put it at 40 decibels. There we go. Apply that. And now we need to do band balancing for 30%. So we can turn that on. That's only on 2.4 gigahertz channel. Change it to 30% and apply it. There we go. And then we also need to reduce the power levels to minus 3 decibels for the 3 access points that it wants us to do in building A. So to do that one, we would go back up here, access points, find the ones it wants, building A. So it wants okay, so we need to go up to exhibits and check out which things are in building A here. So we need building A west, center, and east. So we'd go into that, and then we have to scroll down and we go to, should be right here, the TX power override, and we need to go minus 3. There we go. And then also on 5 gigahertz, minus 3, and save it. Then we need to go to the next one, do the same thing. There we go. And last one, do the same thing. Then we should be done with this lab here. As soon as we save all that, looks good. Score it. Oh, it looks like I didn't turn on background scanning for self-healing. I just did normal background scanning. But that's basically for that lab. It was just a bunch of different things we learned about what they do and how to turn them on, and then we had to go through and find that. Next, let's do an 8.3 lab here. So how about harden a wireless network? That one sounds good. So for this one, we're just going to go in, we're going to change the username and password of the account that is used to manage it. By going into Chrome and going to the IP address that the router is on. There we go. Use the very insecure password and username of admin and password. There we go. And now, first thing we're going to do, we're going to change that password. So administer admin name, let's make it wxadmin. So that's what it wants us to do. And then password, we'll just copy it from here where it wants us to do. Put in the old one and apply that. There we go. So now as you can see, the name up here changed to wxadmin, and the password also did. And next we need to do MAC address filtering. So we're going to go into configure, and then we're going to go into access control here, and then it's the L2-L7 access control. We're going to create new. We're going to name it allowed devices. We're going to leave the description blank, and then we just add our MAC addresses here. And once we create this, it will only allow these MAC addresses. There we go. So those are all added on there. Then we can just save the access control list we made, and there we can see it. We can edit it to see that it has those and change them if we wanted to. We can see that it only allows those stations, and we're good with that. Next, we're going to do a device access policy down here, and we're going to make it block all gaming consoles from the wireless network. So we're going to name it no games. Create new. We're going to make it gaming type. We're going to make it deny them, and then we're good. We can save it there. There we go, and it denies gaming stuff, so that simple. And then if we score it, done. So that was another easy thing, but important to know: MAC addressing and access control. And that was pretty much it for what I've done. And I still haven't done the Chapter 8 exam, but I will do that in the next week. Thanks for watching.